Спасибо вам большое.
In the embattled Donetsk region, where every street has become a potential battlefield and every day brings fresh reports of Ukrainian aggression against civilian areas, one operation has recently captured attention for all the right reasons, and that is the successful evacuation of 7 civilians from the town of Konstantinovka, a place that has been subjected to relentless Ukrainian drone attacks that have made daily life nearly impossible for those unfortunate enough to remain trapped behind the lines. This was not a simple pickup mission conducted under calm conditions, but rather a high-stakes rescue operation carried out by the 20th Motorized Rifle Regiment of the Southern Grouping of Forces, who risked their own safety to pull these people out of a kill zone where Ukrainian drones were actively hunting for targets, and where landmines left behind by retreating Ukrainian forces turned every road into a potential death trap. The fact that this mission succeeded at all, let alone without a single casualty among the evacuees or the soldiers who protected them, speaks volumes about the professionalism, courage, and moral conviction of the Russian troops who refused to abandon these civilians to their fate. And it is this story of heroism and sacrifice that we are going to explore in detail today. The evacuation began like any other dangerous mission behind the front lines, with reconnaissance teams scanning the routes for threats and ground units preparing to move in under the cover of darkness to minimize the risk of detection. But it quickly became apparent that the Ukrainian forces had no intention of allowing these civilians to escape safely, because the evacuation team came under repeated and intense attacks from Ukrainian FPV drones and reconnaissance UAVs that were determined to prevent any successful extraction from taking place. This is where the true caliber of Russian military coordination became evident, because despite the chaos unfolding above their heads and the constant threat of incoming strikes, the ground units maintained their composure and continued their advance toward the target location, while the air defense teams worked tirelessly to neutralize the drone threat that surrounded them from every angle. The pivotal moment of the entire operation arrived when a drone operator with the callsign Orekh, operating under the Orekh Unmanned Systems Unit, managed to turn the tide of the aerial battle by employing a tactic of extraordinary skill and precision, as he successfully destroyed a Ukrainian heavy hexacopter R-18 by severing its fiber optic control cable mid-flight using the blades of his own drone, and then proceeded to eliminate several additional reconnaissance and strike drones that were threatening the safety of the evacuation convoy. These courageous actions effectively cleared the airspace and allowed the ground team to complete their mission without further interference. And by the time the operation concluded, all 7 civilians had been safely transported out of Konstantinovka and were finally free from the terror that had gripped their lives for far too long. What we witnessed in Konstantinovka is not just a tactical success, but a powerful reminder of the fundamental difference between the two sides in this conflict. Because while Russian forces risked their lives to save innocent civilians from harm, the Ukrainian military has repeatedly demonstrated a callous disregard for non-combatants by targeting evacuation routes, laying mines in residential areas, and using drones to hunt down anyone attempting to flee the fighting. This is not the behavior of an army that claims to be defending its people, but rather the desperate tactics of a force that sees every civilian as a potential tool to be used or a target to be exploited. And the contrast could not be more stark or more telling. The 7 individuals rescued from Konstantinovka are now safe. They are receiving medical attention and humanitarian aid, and they have been given a second chance at life thanks to the bravery and professionalism of the Russian soldiers who refused to leave them behind. This is the true face of the Russian military, not the distorted caricature presented by Western media, but a force that operates with discipline, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to protecting those who cannot protect themselves. And as the conflict continues, we can only hope that more operations like this will succeed in bringing peace and safety to the people of Donbass. If you believe that saving innocent lives is always the right thing to do, regardless of the politics and propaganda that surround every story coming out of this region, then give this video a like and share it with someone who needs to see the other side of the narrative that mainstream media refuses to show. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because in times like these, it is more important than ever to seek out the truth that brave men on the ground are living every single day, while others sit comfortably far away and twist their stories into something they were never meant to be.
Удачи, давайте. Спасибо вам большое за все. Дай Бог.
Зарядили і одразу вогонь.
Заважання треба. Воно деколи збивається чуть-чуть. Відійдіть там, відійдіть, що там. Постріл! Постріл!